Hey, what is Beast? Welcome back to my channel. My name is ScottyAllenDay. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the 80s, the 70s, maybe a little bit about the 90s. These are 10 discontinued items they absolutely have to bring back. Without a doubt, they have to bring them back. Number one, boom boxes, ghetto blasters. These were singular radios, 2 speakers. They had a tape deck in the front. Some have had 2 tape decks. Some of them were CD players. They definitely need to bring them back. We all miss them. From the 60s all the way up to the 90s, we had personal stereos. And we put the batteries in them. With battery packs today, they'd last for 3 or 4 days before we have to charge them. Why not bring them back? I'd love to grab my cassette of Footloose or my cassette of Iron Maiden and jam it and turn the volume up. Or grab me a mixtape and do some high-speed dubbing. They need to bring back boom boxes. The next one is going to be iPods and MP3 players. Why did they get rid of something that was so popular, so hot? It allowed you to upload music from your personal collection onto the computer, and then you brought it into a program, and then you could set it up in the order that you wanted. You can get rid of the songs that you wanted, and instead of this big old bulky thing, I don't have one right now. Some of these iPods were about the size of this little cube. This was an iPod, probably first generation Nano. Another one would be, I would say the other one would probably be about the size of, yeah, actually, it would be about the size of the sticker pack, right there. And you didn't need the internet to connect to it. The charge would last for 6-7 hours. And literally everybody wore them when they went to the gym, when they worked out, when they went to wash the car. They were small, they were compact, and they worked wonderfully. Why they got rid of them, the world would never know. Bring them back. Actually, bring it back to the newest release of iPhone. Give somebody something that they can be able to actually disconnect from the world, leave the phone behind, and actually sit down and listen to some music without their friend Billy Bo Bob calling them for some unknown reason. Next one that they actually need to bring back is cassettes and CD players. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to download stuff. It's fun to pay when you're downloading stuff and then putting it onto your phone, but what happens if there's a hiccup and all the songs that you downloaded are gone? You gotta buy them again. When you have cassettes and CD players, you actually have a physical copy of the music that you have. I mean, I still go and find CDs and cassettes, and I keep them. And I've got hundreds of them. Just can't wait till I make my media of them, and then I'll put them all up, and I'll start going after cassettes. Discontinued items would be discontinued things or discontinued items would be home video game consoles. Kind of like Atari, Pong, the first Nintendo, the first Sega Genesis, Coleco, with all the games that you can be able to buy, all on cassette. And you don't have to beg for somebody to go and play with you. You have 2 controllers, brother and sister can play together. You don't have to go and find a LAN party to play. You just sit down and you play. But the best thing I liked about home video game consoles is they were hard. They were tough. If you lost all your hearts, or if you lost all your little lives, you have to start over. Or if you had more than 2 or 3 continues, you had to start over. No ifs, ands, or buts. It was gone. But we need it to come back. Because who needs cheat codes? Cheat codes actually didn't start until Nintendo. When Nintendo started putting in cheat codes, because the program was so long, programmers started putting shortcuts in. So they could be able to jump over to another level, but they knew where to be able to pick up on the game, and it stayed within the code. And people started figuring out cheat codes. So home game consoles. Next one will be DVDs and VHS, including the DVD player and the VHS player. There's thousands of people that still have VHS tapes sitting in their closet. There's thousands of people that have DVDs sitting in their closet. And there's no DVD player and no VHS player to be able to, watch this stuff on. And, half the stuff that you can go and look around and try and stream, it doesn't exist. You can't find your show. I mean, I went the other day and I went to go and try and find a movie. Actually, I have a DVD player. And I wanted to watch Angels in the Outfield. And that's the one that Tony Danza played as Mel Clark, and Christopher Lloyd was one of the Angels. And, well, they played baseball. The Anaheim Angels, and they took home the pennant. Now, I caught that when I was watching YouTube, and I ended up seeing some clips. And I said, oh, you know what? I want to watch that movie. And I couldn't find it streaming anywhere unless I bought another subscription service. So I looked in my closet, and there it was. I had one. Man, I sat there and I watched that movie from beginning to end. I didn't have to worry about nothing. So they need to bring that stuff back. They need to bring back DVDs and VHS players so we can be able to watch the movies that we want to watch. But you can't find that stuff anywhere. I walked into Best Buy to see if I asked the guy, do you have a DVD player? He says, yeah, we got one for the computer. I said, what about a VHS player? I said, VH what? What's a VHS player? I said, it's a tape player and for big cassettes. Ha 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 ha, you old, man. Okay, I'm old. The next one is original, bona fide, American-made Levi jeans. Those jeans, when we were back in the 80s, were virtually indestructible. I've crashed motorcycles on them. I've crashed and burned bicycles on them. I mean, I wore them to no end until I couldn't fit into them. They were virtually indestructible. And the jackets, they held up really nice. And if you really wanted to have some good ones, you had stone-washed, you had acid-washed jean jackets, you had stone-washed and acid-washed vests, you had corduroys, you had black jackets. They were black denim jackets. They had fleece lined. They had wool lined. I mean, these were wonderful, very rugged, very heavy duty, extraordinary high quality jackets and jeans. And then the commercials were fun too. The next one would be bring back the Game Boy and the Sega Genesis. I mean, it's just as simple as taking a cartridge. I mean, to play one of these, it's just as simple as if I was using my camera here and I wanted to take out a cartridge, I just open it up and pop one out just like this battery. And I put another cartridge in, put it in, shut it up, and I'm good to go again. Only it didn't have a latch like, a camera. But it would last for hours. If they brought that back and put a recharger option on them, we can play all day long. We don't need a tablet. You wouldn't need 1,000 batteries to run it. That's why half the time it was so widely unpopular, because, well, you can play on a PC, it's plugged in. But a Game Boy and the Sega Genesis, well, they had a screen. The Sega Genesis had a backlight. The Nintendo Game Boy had a backlight. It was wonderful. It was awesome. It was amazing. So bring that back. Number 8, they should bring back Saturday morning cartoons. Saturday morning was a very special time for all of us kids. We'd get up out of bed at 6:30 in the morning, have our bowl of cereal in the kitchen, wash it, put it back in the cabinet, rush out to the TV, and on comes the TV knob. Mom and Dad are sleeping. And we would have the best cartoons. You couldn't catch them during the day. You had the best cartoons from 7 a.m. till about 11 o'clock. And you had Woody Woodpecker, and you had Droopy Dog, and you had Hanna-Barbera, and you had Spider-Man, and you had Batman, and you had all kinds of the best cartoons that you could be able to watch. Tom and Jerry. So, Bring back Saturday morning cartoons. It'd be fun for the kids to be able to watch again. The next one is bring back the Nickelodeon family game shows. I think the entire nation went into mourning the day that they pulled the switch on those game shows. They were the most fun to watch, and our entire family would gather around to watch it. You had Double Dare, which you had kids, or you would have family Double Dare, and basically you'd answer questions, and to be able to be the person that starts, to be able to get points, and then eventually that'll give you the amount of time that you have to complete the obstacle course. And then you go through the obstacle course, and you'd have slime, and you'd have whipped cream, and you'd reach up into a nose, and it's filled with all kinds of goop to be able to find a flag, and take a flag and put it into your shirt, and you keep going until you be able to finish up. And then at the end, you'd get your prizes. The next one that they had was Nickelodeon Guts. That was kind of like the Wipeout for kids. When they were done, they got to climb the aggro crag to be able to get the trophy, and then they'd get a trip. And then you have Legends of the Hidden Temple, which was again similar to Double Dare, but it was cleaner, and you'd go through a big maze type thing for that all had different types of questions and solving riddles and puzzles and that sort of thing, and you got your flags and your prizes, and then you won that way. So bring back those type of game shows. And then last but not least, I wanted to save the best for last, and it's under cabinet gadgets. So inside of the kitchen, if we go to Grandma's kitchen, and you look at the cabinet, and you're looking in, there's the paper towel roller is right underneath the cabinet. Right there. Some of these would have a can opener right underneath the cabinet. And then the last one would be a coffee maker. They had a coffee maker that would run right underneath the cabinet. And I think my grandmother had one that was a dustbuster, which was a small vacuum, and it would charge right underneath the cabinet. They need to bring that back. We need some space-saving stuff instead of everything sitting right there on the cabinet. They had another one, and it's a very rare one, and it was actually a mixer, like a KitchenAid mixer. You'd have your counter space down below to where you want to do all your fun stuff. So that's my 10 discontinued items. I feel they need to come back, and they would make a very strong comeback. So what items do you guys think would make a strong comeback if you if they were asked everybody and did a survey, what items would you ask for them to bring back? Let me know in the comment section below. I may use them in another video. Please like my video, share my video. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. And like always, keep on walking.